Good evening, dandies. Welcome to Undetermined, the podcast.
Every day she gets by. Is this another day closer to the day she died?
We're gonna go with it.
Cool.
All right.
So welcome back, man.
I'm back. I'm back on the podcast, and I'm ready to go. What is this? Every 4 months, 5 months, 6 months? When was the last one?
It was about a year ago. I want to say it was right after all the shit went down.
Yeah, no, it was in the middle of the summer, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I do. I recall that. Yes. It's lovely.
Yeah, everything was going to shit in New York.
Yeah, I think I was in Michigan. I think we spent. I think we went to Michigan like 4 times during the meat of the pandemic, and that was good. It was good to mix it up. But yeah, we're all feeling pretty good about it now. I got the second half of 2021 is all filled up with shows, and it seems like it's all. We hired a merch person, so that's a good sign. And,
Nice.
We're feeling it. We're feeling like we might actually get in the van again.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm seeing tour dates and whatnot, and starting in July. And is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I might have like a week or 2 off at some point, but for the most part, it's just go because bars and agents, all the people who weren't making money now need to make money, and like I mean, our booking agent in the UK is just like he's like, I need you out there. So it's happening.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I see you booking some shit in Germany and the UK and stuff later on in the winter. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, there's certain spots that like the UK looks like it's more feasible than Germany, just due to the vaccination success. I think Germany's having a hard time with it.
Yes.
But they have a few months to get it together, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we just talked to a guy who's living in Germany, and I guess they're just rolling it out differently there with the vaccines and stuff just because of the EU. If it were just Germany, they'd have that shit cranked out, but they're everybody has to kind of get it at the same time. So they got to spread it around to all those other countries.
I don't believe that. I think there should be a pecking order, and I think it should be survival of the fittest.
Yes, or the coolest.
Or the richest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone in Luxembourg should be fully vaxxed at this point.
Right. Spoken like a true American.
Yeah.
Right. You're cool. You're not. Fuck you. You're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be that guy. Yeah.
You want to be in Luxembourg?
No, I want to be the guy telling everybody who's cool and who's not and who gets the vaccine. No.
I mean, I know a few people in Luxembourg, and they're very happy people. It's a very happy culture, a very happy nation.
Yeah, he's in Munich. Jason Thompson, a Little Teeth, by the way, shout out. He says it's a much more conservative area than a lot of other areas in Germany. But still, they're doing their best. Not seeing a lot of increase in cases. So
yeah, it's all you can do. It's all you can do.
I was kind of shocked to see like the CDC today. Not shocked, but I mean, to me, it was kind of a no-brainer with them just saying, well, if you're fully vaccinated, just do whatever the fuck you want, and that's fine.
You got to get to that point eventually. I mean, I'm fine playing ball. Today is my 2 weeks post second shot, so I guess
You're there.
Well, I kind of felt like I was there, like 4 days after the first one.
Yeah. Right.
I'm feeling pretty good about it. But yes, I'm totally happy to get into an indoor bar filled with people at this point. And they say that you can still get it. You just won't really have massive symptoms, and that's
right,
kind of the idea. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited getting to this part of the whole thing, which is the end of it.
Yeah.
The part I'm speaking about is the end part.
Right. Well, let's face it, there's a lot of things we can get and feel bad from. And it's okay, if we're not giving it to other people, like herpes.
Sure.
Things that,
you have to try, or you just sort of try.
You're right. You have to give it a good level. Yeah.
And you have to be honest with people about it. Yeah.
Right.
You have to be. Yeah. You have to.
You should.
Right. Well, I think part of the problem is we got a lot of people not being honest with themselves about the whole pandemic.
Well, people aren't honest with themselves, but for most part, most points of their life, That's what
Yeah.
social media is for. You can
No shit.
create a warped version of yourself. That,
Right.
but yeah, it's we're not. That's nothing new for me personally. It was a great reset. This whole pandemic. I obviously, I did know a couple of people who had it pretty bad, so I don't want to minimize their experience with it. But
no.
Myself and no one in my family getting the virus, just being forced to be off the road for a year and a half was turned out to be a really good thing for me.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I think the last time we had you on, you described it as whale taking the last gasp of air before they go down. Because you had a pretty good little tour, I think Australia.
Yeah, I mean that was the February 2020 was the last time I played like an indoor show. I've done tons of online shows now, both with the band and myself. It's been good to do it differently and to be home with my daughters a lot more than I normally am.
Yes.
And so I will look back at this kind of fondly, actually. With that said, it's a lot of fun to be on the road with the band and ready to do it.
Awesome.
I tried to check out your online streaming show, your last one, and I guess I missed the ticket date, and I can't stream it now, which I was bummed about. Mood Improves.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was great to have our old drummer Mike Alonso back for that. It was really cool to hang out with him and do those songs.
He's a nice guy. I met him back when you guys were touring. He's just a really cool guy.
Oh, he's fantastic, but he wasn't. Long story short, the guy we had been playing with actually was battling COVID pretty hard, so that's why Mike played with us. Because the guy we had been using for the shows actually was in the midst of dealing with COVID, and we had all kinds of plans to like do a whole bunch of deep cuts, like songs that we hadn't done ever, and like we had this whole set list planned out, and it was going to be all these. And then we had to get Mike. We had to cram Mike in there, 48 hours before the show, and so it was just a lot of stuff we play all the time, which is great. And even with him on the drums, like you could tell that it had that extra tightness, that extra difference that we haven't had in a while. So it was great.
Nice.
So I see you're hitting a couple dates around us, like Wichita, I think was one I saw. St. Louis, coming to St. Louis.
I think so. I mean, I don't have it committed to memory. Yeah, I know it'll be a first ever Wichita show. I think Tulsa's in there as well.
Oh, cool.
I wish we were playing Columbia. I always love being there.
Really?
But we definitely have some in the area.
Yeah. I kid. Yeah. Columbia's great. I just know the last time, we mentioned the last time we had you on the show, it was just like, that was such a small bar for you guys to play. Of course, it was like a Tuesday, so I think it was fine.
We play bars that size all the time. I mean, it's especially in the middle of the country like that. I mean, we're not gonna, sell 500 tickets in Des Moines or Columbia or KC. I mean, we're just not going to do it.
Right.
I mean, so yeah, that type of room is perfect. I love playing Roses.
Oh, I thought it was a fun show.
Yeah, it's a good venue.
So where are you physically now? Are you in Vegas now?
I'm in Vegas. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here doing family shit. So,
Cool.
I'm in Vegas for the next 4 days.
You've managed to do a lot of family stuff lately.
I got family. Yeah, I'm like a one man Waltons. I gotta, come on, Ma, get Paul.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Saying good night, John Boy from coast to coast.
Pretty much, yeah. Yep. No, I've it's my second time out here in as many weeks, and those are my first flights in 14 months or whatever. So it's good to get back on a plane again.
What was that like?
I mean, the first flight was May 2nd, I believe, and Delta began selling middle seats May 1st. So it was a full flight, and they've all been full. So nothing. There's been no, as far as I can see, no difference whatsoever.
Really?
They have all this literature that says they're using the state of the art sanitizers on your your seats and your trays and stuff. That doesn't matter.
Right.
It's
Right. Once it's touched.
Yeah, and that's everyone's masked up, and probably most people are vaccinated, but still, it's a bit unsettling when everyone in the row in front of you starts coughing, and then everyone in the row behind you starts coughing.
No shit.
But so far so good.
Well, especially when you have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still, who knows? I mean, even though maybe I'll get the odd test here and there if I'm feeling like I was around people just to see if I'm like an asymptomatic carrier or, or maybe, maybe I'll actually blow up with symptoms. Who knows? I don't know. I'm gonna put one foot in front of the other and I'm gonna play gay bar every night. That's what I know.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, I did a couple things. Maybe I saw one guy when I went to go get my second shot of the vaccine. He had a mask on, and it said, on one side of it said, "I'm not sick," and on the other side of it said, "I smoke."
Yeah, that's pretty
Just
good.
to excuse the coughing. I thought that's pretty brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing, we went out to dinner too for like our anniversary the other night, and I just thought it was so strange. It was like it was one of our first times out, and I'm pretty sure everybody in there is vaxxed up and everything. They're still distanced and everything. But I thought it was crazy how like so many people I used to go to a restaurant would be like on their phones, or so many people just had their phones down and they were looking around. They were just like, "I'm in a bar.
Oh yeah,
Look at
yeah.
this." There's like, "Oh wow." And they just kept like people staring, and
it's gonna be great to be indoors at a bar. I mean, I've done my share of outdoor dining, and it's been great too.
Oh
But,
yeah.
it'll be no. I mean, you're seeing it. It's come rapidly. It's gone from like 0 to like people inside. So it's it's happening. But yeah, like you say, kids are kind of the X factor. So did you guys have symptoms or not symptoms, side effects after your second day? Because I had about maybe 8 hours of kind of moderate side effects, and it was fun because I haven't felt sick in a while, and so it was like cool to feel like that.
an experiment. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling people, I see people like saying like, "Oh, got the second Moderna, feels like I got hit by a truck," and so it wasn't that bad for me, but I was saying it felt like I got hit by a duck, and that's more accurate. That's more accurate.
Yeah, my arm was a little bit sore. I got Pfizer. My arm was a little bit sore for a while, and I've said this before. I wish I'd have played it up more. Just taking a day off and have my wife take care of me.
Yeah, that's you have to do that. Yeah, I took like an hour nap at like 1 p.m. Because I just couldn't stay awake. But and then the next day you're just completely back to normal. It was exactly as advertised. So it's good. Now it's behind me.
My wife lost her voice for like 2 days.
Oh, weird.
I don't know if that's related. No, but she's a teacher, and that's that'll do it.
Oh yeah, I don't know, but I've had subs. They just have like a stack. They just like put some papers on the desk and have the kids take the paper, and
right.
then, subs never say anything, so she could go that route.
Right. But she's not a sub, and the kids know her, so they're like, Miss Hammond. She's like, I cannot do this right now.
No, that's too bad.
But she felt okay.
Yeah, she got it back.
Yeah, and she's getting it back today. I don't really know if that's, and she was like, I don't even know if it was related,
Right.
Could just be from, it could be anything. So hard to, exactly. Yeah, I mean, this part of the country, especially the pollen bed of America.
Oh, I know. A year ago, right about this time, every day it was just like, is this death or allergies?
Yeah,
I didn't realize. So Missouri, it's the show me state. Show me the pollen.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. Oh, it's fucking horrible.
Yeah,
it's outrageous how much there is here.
I saw one of those stupid online things and listed Kansas City as like the worst city for allergies in the country.
I could see that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go check it out. Is there an allergy museum or...
There should be.
No.
There's actually north of here. There's like a mental museum where they have all kinds of crazy instruments that they used.
Oh, that psychology museum. Where is that?
Yeah.
Is that, that's a really cool.
It's like St. Joe. Is that where it is?
St. Joe. I think that's where it is. Yeah. It's like this old, God, you have to look up the name of that place, but it's awesome. It's like the antiquated, museum of psychology or whatever. They have all the
up there
brain operating tools.
I don't know if I mentioned this on the last podcast or not. Maybe I did, but that part of Missouri is we have a song off our album Flashy called Heavy Woman.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was where I saw the Heavy Woman, was like at a gas station, like around there. That was it. That inspired the song. It was like kind of north of St. Joe, like on 29. And
okay, I know that.
That song wrote itself in 5 minutes getting gas.
Hiding
Nice.
it.
Yeah, I mean, it was, it's an awful, it's just awful lyrics. It's terrible, but
Sure.
but I wrote that, like, you know, it was like every day she get by is just another day closer to the day she died. I just set it off right there.
Yeah. I read something in an interview earlier today, just reading on some of your shit where, like, and I don't know if you were just fucking around or telling the truth, but like, is it true that you like will write lyrics based on like misheard things that you hear in lyrics or songs?
All the time.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
The album I put out, Parrot People, that I just put out, there's a song called Alice Clar for the Energy Peeps, and that's exactly it. I mean, we were doing one of those trips to Michigan, listening to songs on Spotify, and it was some like I don't even remember. That's what I thought she said. The singer, I thought I heard she just goes Alice Clar for the Energy Peeps, and I
Nice.
I googled that and it never came up, and then like I found the song that I had heard, and those were not the lyrics, so that was it.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's why I have that.
Yeah, I think of like all the songs that I misheard when I was a kid. I remember Witchy Woman from the Eagles. I was convinced that it was about a woman with like a skin irritation issue. It was
Itchy Woman? Yeah.
Oh, Itchy Woman, sure.
Itchy Woman.
Well, so yeah, you can just take that and make it your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, check this. This is so the studio down the street, I like where I've recorded my last several solo albums, is literally at the end of my block in Brooklyn.
Handy.
So I I found out that Gautier, the guy, you know, the Australian musician, had a really big song, Gautier. I found out that he's is someone I used to know. He's occupying the third floor of that building. Like he's moved his studio into the third floor of
wow.
And that's where he's been for 3 years, you know. And I realized, God, Gautier is at the end of my block. He's been there the whole time. And yesterday, just before I got on the plane to come out to Vegas, I finally saw him. Like, because I've been looking, I'm like, how can Gautier be like at the end of my block, and I just never see him? And then I finally got a visual. It was great. It's like, you know, you feel like you
didn't talk to him or anything, or.
Oh no! I mean, I hoped. I mean, I'm going to build up to that, but it's just, it was cool because like, you feel like you're, you know, like in the jungle or something, like waiting for the leopard to show up or something.
Right. I finally saw a bighorn sheep.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, or like when they were searching for the Titanic. Have you ever seen the footage of like when it finally emerges, like on the you know, in the camera, like the, you know, and like it was the same thing. I was like that's Gautier. It's actually so yeah,
right.
Yeah, and he was wearing a mask. I figured maybe today he wouldn't be wearing a mask, but he was wearing a mask yesterday. So it took me a while to confirm it.
Oh, that's true. You might have seen him like a bunch of times and just didn't recognize him.
Right. But yeah, no, it was cool. It was a very fulfilling day.
I wonder if he's ever seen a movie where you were fucking with him, or, you know, or at least making the jokes.
I highly doubt it. The great thing about being being an Electric Six is not a lot of people know what we're doing.
Yeah. Hey, you're Dick Valentine. Fuck you.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's cool. And he hasn't put anything out since that record, so
yeah,
presumably he's still working on the follow up, like, you know, at the end of my block. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, he's been working on it for quite a while. Maybe it's going to be like the next Sgt. Pepper's or something.
Yeah, who knows? I'm in his corner, man. I want him to succeed. That can only be good for our neighborhood.
Yeah,
sure.
I think he's a talented cat too. I really like his music.
I like that album. Yeah. And I was just, it's fascinating the you know, how that song became just a massive worldwide hit out of nowhere. I mean, that, you know, that's not supposed to happen. So and from what I understand is it's literally set him up for life. Like that one song is just, that's enough. He needs not do anything else. And
wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty great.
That's kind of amazing in this day and age.
Yeah,
it really is. How like you don't, you know, especially when you're talking indie artists, and you're talking about people who don't really have like a label backing them and promissaries of like, you know, huge royalties and shit like that. It's just like, you know, this could go. Because I mean, Matt, who was that we were talking to who basically did the production work on something like Ed Sheeran's record or something?
Oh, it was Matt Chamberlain we were talking to, and it was a friend of his.
And like the producer on that record, like, I mean, worked his ass off. It's just like a multi-platinum, multi-million-dollar selling record. And like, as the producer of that record, he's like, I got enough to like basically buy a newish Audi,
Yeah, well, I think that was his cut off of Spotify, is what it was.
Yeah, it's cut of Spotify.
So he probably made more overall.
Probably. But still, you would think even then, it'd be like, oh, that's a free mansion. I don't know.
Yeah, with anything in the entertainment, like whatever you think people are making, generally, is, just what they're actually making is about a quarter to a third of that. So,
yep,
yeah, because everyone wants to do it. There's a lot of people that do it. Like I want to act more. I want to be in more movies, and I'm like trying to get out there to be an actor. And it's, of course, like I have no cards to play, so it's like, of course, I'm going to act for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing. With obviously actors get paid, musicians get paid, but you don't have to pay us billions of dollars to keep us happy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you got the chops, even if you don't got the resume, man. I think you're a great actor.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah. I just read a script on the way out here, so I'm checking it out.
Nice.
Do you got any theater background, like prior to doing film?
Just like an 8th grade play, a 10th grade play. That's about it.
Yeah.
Just messing around. I made movies with friends, like on camcorders and stuff. But and I'm not always good at it. Like I was I was recently in a movie, and it was like in the middle of tour. Like they film my scenes like 6 a.m, like after a show, and I just had nothing in the tank, and I'm just like forgetting all my lines and stuff. So it's like, you have to catch me on a good day.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the case for all of them. I mean, I think even if you're Leo DiCaprio, if they catch you on a bad morning, but the difference is with the budget, they're like, come back in a couple days, Leo, you just go get a massage. And
for sure.
You get it. Those like method actors too, that just have to like, I remember this story. I was a theater major actually. And there was like a fairly famous story about in the making of Marathon Man. Dustin Hoffman decided he was going to, be a method actor, and stayed up for like days to film this scene because in the movie, he had been up for days and he just could not get through his lines. It was just stumbling all over the place. Finally, like Laurence Olivier pulled him aside and like, Dustin, my boy, why don't you simply try acting?
Yeah, no shit. Pretend like you've been up.
I love that story.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I saw on like the VH1 pop-up things, like the and
pop-up videos.
It was I think it was either Wall Street or I think it was Wall Street, and there's like for this scene, director Oliver Stone told Charlie Sheen to stay up all night partying and don't sleep, and use as many drugs, because that's the state he wanted him in, and to which Charlie Sheen responded, no problem. Stay up all night.
Put me in, coach.
Okay,
I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right, boss. I guess I'll get right on that.
Yeah. So to your point, to the larger point, I think I can do some acting, but I can get better, and I'm going to get better. I can only get better.
Yeah. You got any dream roles in mind? Dream characters, anything like that? Stands out to you?
No, I mean, I want to. I mean, I especially now that the Mega Millions is like at $500 million. Like whenever it gets like over like 200, 300 million, I get a few tickets, because when I win, I'm gonna finance my movies, my pornographic thriller movies. I'm going to make all 6 of my books into movies. I'm going to throw some money at it, self-finance it. But that said, maybe I'd be a character in the movies, but I wouldn't be Bart Duquesne. I'd get somebody else to do it. Maybe I'd take a minor role,
take a cameo or something.
Yeah. If I get OJ to play himself, though, that'd be a win. That'd be a win.
There you go. He probably needs a job right now.
I don't know. Probably does.
He's like, what is he, like 72 though? I think, or 75.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
He's getting up there.
Yeah. It'll all catch up with him eventually.
Maybe.
No.
Age
hasn't
will.
so far. Yeah. No, I don't think he's having the best life right now. Anyway.
Well, yeah, he certainly could have had a better one dealt to him.
I mean, he was instrumental in some of the directions that it went in.
Yeah.
How much more diplomatic can we put this? It's an interesting exercise.
I think and he was just getting started as an actor too, so that's the other part of it is like he was, had none of that stuff happened, he might have been in many more films.
He might have been, Naked Gun stuff was really popular.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, and he was, he could have been like, he could have pulled like a full Bill Murray, and like he could have been the lead in Lost in Translation or something like that. You never know.
Sure,
you never know.
Yeah.
Yep. Starring O.J. Simpson and Scarlett Johansson.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Like the Man in the High Castle, like that TV show, like what if Germany and Japan had won World War II? Like what if O.J. Simpson never? What if he never did it? And then like imagine the films he would have. A world where he's I'm writing it. I'm doing it tonight.
That was a good show, the Man in the High Tower. I like that.
Oh man, yeah. No, it was cool. Rufus Sewell. There's something kind of Christopher Walken-esque about him.
That's a good.
Even though he's British, but it's funny. Like he does, his character in Man in the High Castle. Like he sort of does sound like Christopher Walken, but then you see him when he's a British person using his own voice. He still kind of sounds. I mean, it's British, but he still sounds like Christopher Walken. It's pretty amazing. Like it's. Speaking of Walken, I saw like 4 nights ago or something. He's in like a recent movie set in Ireland with Jamie Dornan's in it, and Emily Blunt, and John Hamm is in it, and Christopher Walken plays the Irish father, like he plays Jamie Dornan's dad. They grew up on a farm together, and it's like he doesn't even try to have an Irish accent. It's incredible.
I was just like, how could he?
Yeah, I mean, right. They're just, everyone is just thinking like I just want to be in a film. I just want to be in a scene with Christopher Walken. I don't care how he sounds. There's like a scene where it's like, he's like, I've lived on this farm for 40 years, like I just wanted to like, with the exception of the 38 years I spent in Queens. But
your father came from Kinsale and walked into this door.
Yeah,
I told him.
Yeah, it's a sight to behold. But yeah, he's like he can get away with it because he's walking.
He's walking. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I've always thought about that. If I ever needed a movie role or something, what I would, I think some actors are very good to picking that and deciding their career and saying, like, okay, I'm going to play this. I'm not going to play that.
Yeah, I mean, you're lucky if you can do that. But I think for the most part, people. Most actors. I know a lot of actors in New York, and it's just they read all the time. They'll take whatever they can get. So you kind of have to. You can't be discriminating.
Yeah, I would too. I think if I was going down that avenue, I get picked a lot of times for like just character actors because I can do accents, and I can do a crazy trucker Southern accent or an Irish accent or whatever. So they pick me for the crazy character, in the play.
Yep. The crazy Irish trucker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I always got the character roles, and it kind of drove me crazy because I felt like I was a pretty good actor, better than most, not to brag.
Right.
But I felt like my competition, it was a small school.
Right.
But I always got the character. So I was in more shows than anybody, but it really kind of pissed me off.
Right. Yeah. You get more roles. Yeah. Right.
But then again, character roles are more fun sometimes too. It's kind of hard.
You can let loose, you can really, let it fly, especially in comedy,
This is all true. I'm silent because I'm agreeing with you.
The funny part is, like, the one time I got a lead role, it was Little Shop of Hoarders, and I was the plant. So I'm backstage the entire show anyway.
Right.
So.
Matt Langston as the microphone.
We're getting some good ideas here.
The bonus was I did not have to memorize my lines.
That's true.
There you go.
I could just sit there with the script every night.
Put it on tape, Dad, and just fucking walk away.
So how long?
Yeah.
How long ago was that? A couple years ago.
Oh fuck! Way longer ago than that. That's 25 years ago, something like that.
Right. Yeah, nobody puts on that show anymore. That's not a production most people do. I don't think. I never see it around.
No.
Then again, I live in New York City. Everything's cutting edge.
Yes.
Right.
Newest, latest. Gautier.
Gautier.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Gautier. Yeah, I'm still just I'm on cloud nine. I can't believe I saw him finally. It was fantastic.
So you're not entirely out of New York. You're just visiting Vegas for now, or
No, I live in New York, but I'm in Vegas now. Yeah, if you might be thinking of Detroit, and so yeah, I'm completely out of Detroit.
Yeah.
The band is based there. I mean, but yeah,
No, actually, I saw one of your little cameo. I was checking out your cameo because it's like, well, this is a cool thing, and you may want to talk about this too. It's like, which I think Cameo is fucking great. I love this.
It's been fun so far, and that's my wife signed me up for it. This is interesting. So when Cameo first came out or whatever, it was like maybe a year and a half ago. I signed up for Cameo, and I got no response from the people at Cameo, and like I even followed up, and I was like, hey, I submitted an application. I didn't hear from anybody, and so that was like a year and a half ago. Cut to like 3 weeks ago. I get a text from somebody saying, hey, this is so-and-so at Cameo. We want to get your profile up and running. And I was like 18 months later, and you're texting me. It's like none of that. So, and then so I just ignored it. I thought it was like, a scam or something. And then she comes back like a week later, and I tell my wife, I'm getting these weird texts from somebody saying they're from Cameo. None of it adds up. She goes, oh, I stayed up after you went to bed. I drank another bottle of wine and I signed you up for Cameo. So I was glad I talked to her. So then, then I wrote back, and within 10 minutes I had a profile, and then I didn't put it out on Facebook or anything until like 2 days after but like as soon as I had the profile, like an hour later, I had a job. It was like somebody found me right away. So
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I was wondering how that worked. If it was like audition or if you just had to kind of like just self promote the shit out of it, kind of like you do any other social media.
I don't know. I haven't really followed, but I mean, when I first applied and like didn't hear back, I just thought, I wasn't like, maybe they weren't doing like F-list celebrities. Maybe they cut you off Kelsey Grammer or something like that. But then, but then you realize, money's money. They'll take anybody. Right. They get a cut, as long as. Yeah. So yeah, it's good. So yeah, I've done a couple like in Russia, and it's great, and it's easy. Good. It's a great app. They make it so easy to get it done,
and it makes so many people happy. It's true. It's so important for that.
Yeah, you can get Mike Ditka for $699.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, one thing I thought was crazy was I saw, because I follow John Cleese, and he had a Cameo, and it was like, I checked his Cameo, and it was like, okay, it's $450 for appearance. That's expensive. But I mean, if I would think back to 15 years ago when I was a kid, I was like, could I get John Cleese to like send my mom a birthday message for $450? I don't think I could,
Brian.
Yeah. And it was just so cool that you can do that now. And it's like the accessibility that you have.
Tell me about the accessibility. Yeah.
That's why we're talking to you right now.
Yeah. How much do we owe you after this, by the way?
Yeah, I'll think about it. Let me have a few drinks, and then I'll get back to you.
Right.
That reminds me. Our guitar player Dave has a fantastic project called Captains of the Head. Mm-hmm. It's like a sea shanty trio, and their lyrics are like nasty and filthy and raunchy, and it's really good.
That sounds amazing.
Captains of the Head was promoting, I think, a show or the new album, and they got a bunch of people on Cameo to do it, and one of them that they'd got was like a year ago or 2 years ago was Tawny Katane, and so that
oh wow, well, that's timely.
They got her when they could.
Yeah. So I was remiss to see her pass. Love up to Tawny. I posted that like Whitesnake video like an hour after I heard she died. And I didn't say anything about it because I was duped twice before with false celebrity death claims.
Oh, sure.
Tommy Gatane popped up in my, thing, just being a Whitesnake fan.
Yeah,
But,
I was telling people. I was telling people on stage that Larry King was dead for years. So when he actually died, like I'd forgotten. That was a gimmick I was doing on stage, like around like 2008, 2009, 2010. I'd I'd be like, guys, I'd look at my phone like Larry King is dead, and then we move on. And here's a song called Gay Bar, and then I'd forgotten that I used to do that. And then like when he actually died, I was getting all these texts, just like now he's dead.
Now he's dead.
Well, who's going to replace him now? Are you going to keep the bit going?
Maybe, I don't know.
Keith Richards.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that's it. It was people were moved when she passed away. She seemed like a good egg. That reminded me that for the longest time I thought David Coverdale's actual name was Johnny Whitesnake. Somebody said like, yeah, the singer of that band is named Johnny Whitesnake, and I just believed him.
He looks like a Johnny Whitesnake.
Oh, David Coverdale. That's like right out of Spinal Tap,
You're right.
Well,
this one goes to 11.
David smelled the gloves here.
Right.
David Coverdale. That's more Spinal Tap than any. Yeah, it's so great.
I don't know if it's true, but I heard he named his band after his dick.
Oh, Whitesnake.
Whitesnake.
That makes. I would buy that.
I heard that he was packing guns, and that's what they said. It's just
I'm sure he is. More power to him. I don't care. It's good for him.
Well, I certainly don't want to find out.
I don't give a fuck.
I certainly don't want to find out if that's true. No, prove it. I'm not going to be that guy.
Is that so? Super. Well done. Fantastic.
Okay.
Super.
I guess that'll work.
How big is it? How big? Super. Great.
Okay.
Away from me, Coverdale. You bother me.
All right, David, you proved the point. Jesus Christ. All right. It's enough of those in my DMs. Good band, though.
I heard some things. I heard a few things. Indeed.
Robert Plant still doesn't like him.
I'm sure. The Brits are they're territorial, and they've been waging war for eons now. So it manifests in all
small
kinds
tract of land over there to control.
Oasis and Blur. Yeah.
He did a Coverdale Page.
Yeah.
That was late 90s.
Oh yeah, that probably rubbed Plant the wrong way.
Yes, it did.
Probably. It wasn't bad. It was kind of catchy.
It was good.
Talk about aging well, man. Robert Plant is doing it. My man looks good. Looks real good.
Fuck yeah.
That's what I want for me. I want to be the new Robert Plant.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll work on that.
I'm gonna be somewhere between Micheal Bolton and Robert Plant.
Yeah. You're gonna have to grow that hair. Have to grow it back out.
Not for Bolton.
No.
Oh, that's true.
I got to gain a little weight and get an in-ear monitor and get a bunch of like black T-shirts and
right.
That's I totally want that. That's what I want.
Borderline diabetes.
My buddy worked closely with Micheal Bolton. He was involved in his tour or something like that. And I was like, "What's he like?" And he's like, "Well, I went golfing with him." And I asked him, what is it like to be you? And he just goes, I'm 59 years old. I'm a millionaire and I'm single. He's like, how do you think it is to be me?
I don't know if that's a good or a bad. I think
it's great. Yeah, I think 59. I think the 59 part was I got nothing to lose. I don't give a fuck. I think that's what the 59 meant.
Right.
Nice.
I no longer care about your feelings.
I had a friend, or have a friend, who he's Filipino, and he moved to the U.S. when he was like in his mid-teens. Mm-hmm. And he told me the story about how he listened to Micheal Bolton because he thought that's what Americans listen to when he moved here. And I just thought that was fucking hilarious.
Well, a lot of them do and did,
Mm-hmm.
That was his trying to fit in, was listening to Micheal Bolton.
One time we played a music festival in Japan, and they served Hawaiian punch with our meals because that's what they thought Americans drank.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I made him like this fake, like framed CD, and like had a letter to Micheal Bolton from for him, saying your story inspired me, man.
Oh, that's you punked him. That's
Yeah.
Send it to him. Didn't you send it to him in the mail and everything? Like,
Yeah, like I wrapped it up. I had it like all packaged up. And what was really funny was like we worked together at the time and sent it to him and I wasn't thinking about it, but it was like when all the anthrax shit was going down.
Oh yeah.
So he gets like this weird big package from somebody. It's like anonymous and he's like, what the fuck is this?
what is this?
And you could see,
Did you use a Maine return address because he's from Maine?
I don't even think I put a return address on
Oh,
that. I
there
can't
you go.
remember what it was.
Yeah.
But I made it look pretty official, and I watched him just kind of from around the corner, just slowly peeling the package open, and then it opens up, and then you just hear. He put it. He kept the frame, put it up at his desk.
That's what
It was.
Okay. That's the sound he made.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like this cackle.
Oh, God.
Oh,
That's the greatest sound I've ever like in that context. That's incredible.
So it made me feel good. It made me feel good.
yeah. It was a total baha.
I can't remember what the letter. Just keep doing what you're doing, man, with a little time, love, and understanding.
If that's the sound he made when he got that fake Micheal Bolton, that's
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
Fuck.
All right then. Well, yeah. I'm gonna have to wrap up shortly. I gotta get to my family here, but
Sure.
I'm glad we had this chat, and we'll continue doing it at some other point.
Yeah, awesome.
Man, I am too. It's good to have you on. Glad to have you back and good to catch up with you.
Yeah.
You got anything to plug or anything else you want to?
I mean, we're just getting back on the road. I'm working on my next solo album, working on my next pornographic thriller, working on the next E6 record. We just put things out when we want to put them out at this point. We were kind of, for a long time, felt we needed to do a record a year, and there was a weird fire lit under our ass for a long time, but
yeah,
we finally learned to chill out and just take it as it comes, and it's a wonderful feeling.
That is good.
Cool. And it's always great to talk to you, Dick. Ladies and gentlemen, Dick Valentine on Undetermined, the podcast from Electric Six. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you.
Had a great time, man. Come back on. We need some road stories and shit after this year for sure.
Oh yeah, there can be a few of them.
All right.
Anytime we want to. Yeah, I mean, I can talk about road stories all day long. I'm a road dog.
Yeah, we love that shit.
Everybody, thanks for listening to Undetermined, and special guest, Dick Valentine.
That's me.
Thanks so much, man.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.